Hello everyone. We're in a new location today for this next exciting book review, and man, this is a novella that starts fast, the middle is fast, it's going to end fast, but it's also bloody and brutal. This author said he was inspired by The Evil Dead, and after reading it, you will believe that. Let's talk about all that right now. All right, so the book we're going to talk about today is This Town Died With You by A.J. Spencer. He sent me a little message over there on the Instagram and said, hey, do you ever review independent authors? I said, yes, I do. I love them. And so he kindly sent me a copy of his new book and allowed me to read it. So thank you, AJ. I appreciate it. This happened as I'm making this video. This happened yesterday. I saw it was a novella, so it wasn't a full-length novel, and thought I'll read a few pages before I go to bed. But it was so engaging, and it was so fun and gory. I stayed up until I finished the whole thing. I did it in one sitting. It's not very long, but it's long enough. And I like when a book knows when to end, like a book that doesn't overstay its welcome. And this one fit perfectly into the length that he provided. It's about a couple guys and their best friends, and one of them is an alcoholic of sorts. He's depressed about his life. He has some things in his past, and he's lost himself in the alcohol. He lives with a party crew, even though he's not into that crowd really. He just prefers to drink alone and pass out, in his own setting there. But he's not happy with his life, and his friend Angus, we find out he got electrocuted, but he didn't die, but instead it kind of messed up his brain. But he's almost like a man-child. He has these... he's a wayward, almost lost soul, He wants to live in a van. He's had all kinds of ideas that never came to fruition. But this idea he now presents is one he thinks will work, because he was given for free, with a handshake, the duties to maintain and take care of an abandoned crematorium. Now, his idea is to turn it into a haunted house attraction for Halloween, thinking it'll work, it'll make all the money, at least during that time of the year, and to give him something to call his own. And he convinces his friend, we should go there, we should check it out one night and see what we're dealing with. Right by this crematorium, there is an old cemetery, so that makes it even creepier. And once they get there, and once they go down into the ramp below this building, things immediately start happening. Things that are not going to end well. The door slams shut behind them. They can't get it open. They're in the dark. They see things, or they think they see things shifting and moving in the shadows and things like that. Along the way, they did pick up one other friend, so there are three of them there. A new friend named Neil. And as they go upstairs from this crematorium to check out the chapel area, they hear voices. And when they get up there, they find three girls who consider themselves a bit of ghost hunters, right? They're there to cleanse this building of the evil. They believe this place is evil, is full of evil spirits and horrifying entities. And so they're there to do rituals with candles and sage and incantations, trying to rid this place of their evil. And of course, one of them has a camera. They're recording all this for their social media, as we are wont to do. Well, things are not as they seem, because this place is definitely evil. And we find out in the book, they find papers on the floor, that the cemetery is probably cursed, because this cemetery has records of them stacking people on top of each other in the same grave, sometimes 3, 4, or 5 at a time, to the point where if it rains, sometimes you can see the top of a coffin sticking out of the mud of one of the grave sites. The crematorium itself, they were just mixing the ashes of different people who had passed away into the same urn to give to family members. It was a place that disrespected the dead, and scammed the people who used their services. So, of course, if there's going to be a place that's cursed, it is going to be this place, and it is. I'm not going to say anything more about it because you have to read the book. It is so fast-paced, and things happen at such a quick clip that you're going to be turning page after page after page until you're at the ending. But this place gets very evil very quick. Not everybody's going to make it. It gets extremely bloody at times. This author is great at describing things to you, even without the blood and gore, describing certain things that will freak you out because the descriptions are so well written that you can picture yourself there and you can just sense this Evil Dead type influence in his writing. It is fantastic. I do have to say something about the ending. It's not a happy ending because, like I said, not everybody's going to make it. But it is a happy enough ending for what happened. And I appreciated that touch at the end. He didn't leave me in doom and gloom. He kind of gave me hope for the future there, at least for one or two of the characters. And I really appreciated that. Yeah, it's a quick read. It'll go by fast, but man, you're engaged in the story from beginning to end. It doesn't overstay its welcome. He's really good at creating these characters enough so that you know about them, you know what you're getting into, you can sense each one and where they're coming from, but then getting right into the bloodshed, right into the gore, right into the creepy stuff. And there's a lot of creepy stuff in this short of a book, I can assure you of that. It's a great read. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just something fresh and new, and I mean, come on, a haunted crematorium with a creepy desecration of dead bodies in a cemetery as the background, and some people trying to exorcise and cleanse the place of demons. You know that's a recipe for horror right there. So all the elements are there. The story is there. The characters are there. And I couldn't be happier to recommend this book to you guys. And of course, as always, I'll leave a link down below to the Amazon page if you want to purchase the book from there. And I recommend that you do. Down below, I'll also leave a link to all my social media. Join me on the Instagram and the Twitter if you want to hook up with me there. I'd love to have you. I welcome you with open bloody arms. And as always, thank you for taking a little bit of your time spending it with me. I really appreciate you guys watching. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.